I want to make sure that we film this each week, because for the next few weeks, we're going to be taking on a topic that we started discussing last year, which are the 20 spiritual laws. Somebody mind? Oh, somebody's coming up. Hi, Haley. So I want to make sure that we can get these discussions recorded and posted online so that everybody can catch up. So we are an assembly of people who will teach each other to find the miracle of joyful living from life circumstance to accomplish that which seems impossible. And each week we gather at the Hummingbird Assembly to stimulate thought, create connection, and expand consciousness. So thank you for being here to participate in that. Our announcements are the same. This week you'll find our our white and green boxes over in the corner. The white box is where you are invited to place your donations to support the ongoing costs of the growing church. And the green box, in my opinion, is the most important. It's where I invite you to write out what you would like to discuss. This is your assembly, and while we are planning to discuss the laws for the next several weeks, if something comes up that's more important, we can always come back to this list. It doesn't go anywhere. So please make your suggestions over there. And if you're following us online, please do make comments on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, and we will include them in our discussion. The only other thing I want to share with you is that we continue to share awakenings, We continue to collect awakening stories. So if you would like to share with us the moment when you realized that you were a co-creator of your experience and not a victim of circumstance, we would love to hear that story. We will compile them all into an ebook that people can download from our website and various other social platforms so that people don't feel quite so alone on this experience that can be a little bit intimidating. And now that all of that is said and done, let us begin with our opening intention. May I come to understand that blessings are everywhere, that my attitude will affect outcomes, that challenges are often gifts in disguise. May I come to trust that most things can get better with time, that my instincts and gut feelings have value, and that a positive attitude makes things go smoother. May I come to see that I have many skills and talents I can use, that I am a positive influence on many people, that there are those around me who wish me well. May I come to value that today is a blessing to be enjoyed, and that each person is unique and important, and each moment of my life is meaningful. So we are going to begin discussing the universal laws. And universal law number 1 is the law of harmony. So what I will do is read to you this explanation of harmony, and then we can start to talk about it. This law supersedes even the fundamental law of harmony. No, start again. This law supersedes even the fundamental law of karma, for harmony is the supreme potential of balance. The purpose of karma is to attain harmony. If you throw a rock into a pond, you disturb the harmony of the pond. You are the cause, and the effect is the splash and the ripples that flow out and back until harmony is again restored. Similarly, your disharmonious actions flow out into the universe and back upon you, lifetime after lifetime, until eventually your own harmony is restored.
Read that last bit again. Lifetime after lifetime?
Your disharmonious actions flow out into the universe and back upon you, lifetime after lifetime, until eventually your own harmony is restored.
Oh, it makes me feel sad.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
That almost makes me feel sad.
Sad.
Yeah, just like when we throw rocks or stones in the water when we're young. We do that. I think every kid does that. I don't know why. We just do. When we get older,
To learn cause and effect, I think.
Yeah, but when we get older, we don't do it so much. So what does that mean? When we're young, we're experimenting, we're trying things, and is it going to come back to us, and what does that mean? That's all. Well,
I think the example of the pond and rocks was more to allow us, some of us are visual comprehenders rather than auditory understanders. So it's to show you that when you throw a rock in, it causes a ripple, and the lake eventually comes back to its harmonious state, right? So that you can understand that when you crash into someone else's car and don't leave a note on their car saying, sorry, call me, this is my number, you have ripples and the harmony must be restored.
Can we do that to water? I don't think we're doing it to hurt the water. Now I feel like we've hurt the water.
I think you can also throw good intentions and negative intentions.
So that's the thing. We're doing it as maybe because we were doing it innocently. It's not a negative comeback, right? So
No, I don't think there's an issue with throwing rocks into a lake.
Okay.
No, it's really just,
Metaphor.
unless you're thinking about the first Lord of the Rings movie where it woke up that weird Kraken thing that came out and then tried to attack them all. Generally speaking, throwing rocks into a pond is an innocent, peaceful, really, pastime. Well, good morning.
This is my friend Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. I don't know if you guys are on camera. I don't know if you want to be on camera. You're not, but I'll just turn because I feel like I can't see you. So we're discussing universal laws again.
I told her we were doing it.
And that's what brings Leslie. Okay, well, welcome. I thought this was interesting where it said at the beginning, harmony is the supreme potential of balance. What does that mean?
When you finally found balance, you're in harmony.
Yeah, and that's what we're all striving for.
Yeah.
It's the supreme potential. And I'm like, what does that mean? Sorry?
Potential.
I need to remind you I'm hearing impaired.
So potential implies it may not happen.
It implies.
It implies it may not happen.
may not be able to.
May not happen.
Thank
May
you.
not happen.
I really can't hear you, Jean.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Because potential isn't a given. I have the potential of doing something.
But if you want it bad enough, you can find it.
Yeah, because then it implies that it's not 100% there.
Right, it's not guaranteed. It's possible.
Yeah.
Just possible.
So Haley, you just said if you work hard enough, we can achieve
If
it.
you want it bad enough. Potential means it is available. It is possible. It's there.
You have to go after it.
Do you? This is what I'm wondering.
Well, no, I just,
Like if we get out of our way,
would
would it just flow to us?
yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say you don't necessarily have to
Right?
work for it.
What's the word?
You can't just
Right,
sit
yeah.
there and say that you want a cup of tea and sit there and expect it's just going to happen.
It
Like, you have
does.
to-
I don't know.
It does. There's actually there was some book I read a long time ago. I actually did it. I brought a copy to my tea.
It happens.
It happened.
I think if you're open to the miracle, right?
Coffee. I'm like, yes, I did. It worked.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But that's the law of attraction, and that's another one that we're going to talk about.
But is the law of attraction a part of balance? The law of
It's all
harmony?
connected,
Like if we
right?
trust into, well, it says here that this supersedes even the fundamental law of karma. This author's position is this is the most important law.
That's what we strive for.
Yeah. Harmony.
But harmony is like a kaleidoscope. So it's an element, like it's a larger piece of maybe like dozens of laws or dozens of elements that all kind of circles to itself. Can you have harmony and have disruption? No. So it's almost, in moments, it's almost like an all or nothing.
Yeah.
Well, this suggests that if there is disruption, harmony will eventually become restored.
But you can't live in harmony because if you're only in harmony, you wouldn't know that you're in harmony because you'd have no other way, right? The whole balance, yin yang, infinity sort of, right?
Yeah, but I think also, could be way off on this. My idea of trying to attain that harmony, or harmonic place, is accepting all and resisting none.
But
So you would know you were there because you'd be essentially in heaven,
exactly.
which heaven can be here.
Right.
I don't think I just personally don't think the human experience part of things can be in harmony all the time. We're here to learn lessons. If we're in harmony right from the get-go and we're always in harmony, how would you learn anything?
You can still learn lessons and be in harmony.
Yeah, when I kind of look at the word harmony, I think of the yin and yang. So like when you look at the global perspective, say, of nature in itself, a certain amount of things have to die, certain things have to be created in order to keep balance. So I see your point, like
But that's the thing.
a perfect existence, but there's a balance between the two of the yin and yang of like good and like, or the lessons and not making sure that part of the karma aspect is making sure that when you make decisions, you're making decisions that won't impact people in a negative way or create future.
But there
And
are
balance.
decisions sometimes you have to make that it's going to impact somebody in a negative way and somebody else in a positive way. Sometimes you can't help that.
And whatever someone else thinks is their problem. It's not, well, problem
you're not
or their
intending
issue,
to.
It's their
right?
business. It's their business.
Is someone out of harmony because the negative has been presented to them?
That's their choice.
Well,
So-
I would suggest that someone is out of harmony because of how they react
Right.
to what is presented. I think all information is neutral, and we decide if it's negative or positive.
So it's our responses or our understanding. So if death occurs, we can see it as a tragic loss, and we can also see it as a transition.
Or we can see it as fundamentally expected.
Well, and they said in there
Right.
also life after life. So although you're saying like, yes, sometimes things happen and we have to learn and grow and maybe we're not in that until we attain it.
10 lifetimes from now, right?
Possibly.
Well, I guess it
Oh my
depends
God.
on how you respond to what keeps happening. I think for myself, I fundamentally presume that everything I'm experiencing now is an impact of previous experiences. And that to meet those things, I must strive to meet them in neutrality. And to recognize that I'm having, to your phrase, a human reaction, which is why I'm here. And I'm going to love myself through this crippling pain so that I can move forward.
In harmony.
Yeah.
It's kind of that whole thing where the same thing could happen to two very different people, but maybe because of past life issues, earlier present life issues, they react to it very differently, right? So it just, if you don't know what you're dealing with from your past life, or you have very different experiences and the same thing happens, you're going to take it differently.
Do you remember the lesson that I've been working on for more than 2 years?
Yes. You just have to understand.
We must let go of the need to understand. It doesn't matter where it came from.
Is harmony the same?
I need to tell you I'm deaf.
Is
Thank
harmony
you.
the same thing as enlightenment?
Good question.
Because we talk about harmony, but my understanding at this stage of my journey is that we are striving for some form of enlightenment. And it's a journey. It's not something we exist in. It's something we hope to attain. So I struggle with that because there's so many challenges that come at us every day,
Right.
whether they're small or big. And I find that our relationship with those individual circumstances that we are encountering every day, so a spouse versus a stranger may have a different impact on us. So all of those things will challenge our balance every day. I never expect to live in harmony because I'm always going to be dealing with something, small or big. And my ultimate goal is to be enlightened. So hope that if I can achieve that in this lifetime, amazing. But I'm just
Does anybody have any
out
comment?
I kind of agree. I mean, I like to visit harmony.
as a temporary state.
Yeah, like you can't be in a 10 all the time, right? If you live
You
in
can't
a
be
9,
what all the time?
you can't be in a state of like
Ultimate.
10 out of 10 all the time,
10.
right? If you're a 9, 9.8 even, great. Visit 10 occasionally, but you're gonna drop down to a 1 every once in a while. It's gonna happen, right? So
you know, it's balance, it's harmony, it's always changing, it's always happening. It's not a state of being.
Well, I think that what I would say, you sparked so much thought. First, I just want to say that, like, there's so much sparked. What I would say is that I don't see enlightenment or harmony or any of the things that we claim in the spiritual realm as an end goal.
Okay.
I see it as a state that we flow in and out of. And I think that if we embody the ideal that in every moment we are facing, we are doing our best in that moment, we get to that state of harmony continuously. So harmony doesn't have to mean that you feel at peace. It doesn't have to mean that you feel like everything's working out in your best favor. It just means that you're meeting things in the moment you're in as best as you can. And my best moment right now might not be the same as my best moment when I got up before I'd had coffee, right? Your state of best is going to fluctuate with your circumstances. And for me, the idea of being in harmony is simply knowing I'm doing my best in this moment.
And you've also interpreted it as being neutral. Your neutrality is part of you being your best self, correct?
Well, I think that's a spiritual premise, to meet things neutrally. Like, oh, Trump was elected. That's fascinating. Rather than, the world is ending. Or, oh my God, that's amazing. Right, meeting it, right? We all have an instinctive reaction to that. And our goal is really to meet things like that and go, well, isn't this interesting? What's next? That would be a neutral reaction. Of course, a human that's within all of us is, oh, the world is ending. Trump was elected. Sell all your stocks. Get off the grid.
Guys,
Yeah.
get off the grid. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Does that help?
Yes, it gives me another perspective. Thank
Awesome. All right, I'm just going to read this over one more time, the universal law of harmony, and see if there's anything else we want to collect up. Hi, Christy. This law supersedes even the fundamental law of karma, for harmony is the supreme potential of balance. The purpose of karma is to attain harmony. If you throw a rock into a pond, you disturb the harmony of the pond. You are the cause, and the effect is the splash and the ripples that flow out and back until harmony is restored. Similarly, your disharmonious actions flow out into the universe and back upon you, lifetime after lifetime, until eventually your own harmony is restored. Anything else we want to say about that?
You get to kind of see both sides of the harmony, the one that's either the disruptor or putting out a vibration, and also the pond itself is absorbing and reacting and also regaining its harmony. Even the thrower has, whether the intention was good or bad, they have their own harmony, or do we all share the same harmony?
Oh, interesting. Well, we haven't got to the law I'm going to reference now, but in the law of oneness.
Yeah, that's what just confused me, because I'm like, that's how I visualize the law of oneness, is we all are a body of water. To me is the easiest way to do it, because
we're all
one molecule of water affects every other molecule of water, and we are all one.
Right.
So how to differentiate the cause and effect.
Let's bookmark that for when we get to the law of oneness.
Here you go. Hey, boss.
All right, shall we move on to the second law? The goal is to take on 2 laws each week. That's the goal. But sometimes the discussion might get really juicy and we don't get there. Or sometimes the discussion will be a little dry and we'll just do 3. So, number 2, the law of reincarnation and karma. Until you have resolved your karma and fulfilled your dharma, which are the deeds you must do, You will continue to reincarnate into sequential lifetimes upon the earth. Neither God nor the lords of karma bestow suffering upon you during these lives. You and you alone decide what you must need to learn in your earthly sojourns. And for each life experience, you seek out other souls, often with shared histories and always with karmic configurations matching your needs. Whenever you act with intention, you create karma. Actions are considered to be thoughts, emotions, words, and deeds, and the motive, the desire, and intent behind each. Disharmonious acts must be balanced in the future, in this life, or in a future lifetime to have soul growth. There is a lot in that paragraph. Shall I read it again? Maybe line at a time? Yes?
I don't know.
Okay. Until you have resolved your karma and fulfilled your dharma, and dharma are the deeds you must do, you will continue to reincarnate into sequential lifetime upon the earth. Should I go to the next sentence? Yeah. Neither God nor the lords of karma bestow suffering upon you during these lives. You and you alone decide what you most need to learn. And in your earthly sojourns? I don't know how to say that word.
Sojourns.
Thank you. And for each life experience, you seek out other souls, often with shared histories, and always with karmic configurations that match your needs. I think this is the big sentence here.
So that is telling us that we're all connected from past lives.
We chose to all reconnect in this one.
Or that we have karmic configurations that meet each other's needs.
So if this is your very first life, and you're creating all your karma, how does that work? Are we all?
I don't think this is anybody's first life.
No, but I'm just saying, like, how did the first life happen where we created all this karma that we're back for whoever knows how many times? How do you get to that space where you filled your, like, I guess it's just we don't really know.
Don't ask
It's
the
just
how.
kind of one of those questions. I don't feel like I'm asking how, though. It's just
You don't feel like you're...
I'm asking the how exactly. I feel like I have so many things going through my head right now. I don't even know.
Fair.
So our focus could be, if this were my first life, and if I accept the premise of the principle being offered, then in this life, how do I live my life with joy? How do I live my life with how I've developed an understanding of harmony or balance? And just live my life going forward.
But what if our purpose wasn't to live joy and harmony and balance? What if the purpose was to do something else?
If we read on, they're saying that that is our choice. We get to choose the experiences we have and how we react to them.
Right.
And we karmically, I don't know, how do you say that?
Yeah.
We have attracted it, brought it back around to us, and how we choose to learn and grow from it is our own decision.
And does a new soul even know these questions? Like they're just a baby and they're starting out.
Too.
I would say they do know, absolutely, unquestionably.
It's like almost like your karma blueprint. You come into it, and then how you expand, or revert, depends.
And is karma negative or positive in this case?
It's neutral.
It's neutral.
It is.
So then when people say, oh, karma will get you, or when you hear those comments, like,
Those people are acting in a state of ego where they feel righteous.
Yeah.
Those people are saying, instead of saying, I got what I needed from this interaction and I am now free of that ripple, they are saying, oh, you're going to get yours. And perhaps this is payback for when you screwed them over before. Right? Instead of you owning that you have consciously co-created this interaction so that you can be free of whatever was owed. You are wishing that lesson, to use your term, away. Think, oh, you're going to get yours.
Because I think we always think we're the pond.
Pardon me?
In those interactions, you always think you're the pond, and that
Right.
the person is the
Yes.
rock thrower.
Right.
So you want at some point
Right.
them to be their own pond, and
And
sometimes
sometimes you are the
rock.
ripple. Sometimes you're just a ripple.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think, like in that moment, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you're the
You totally do.
pond,
Like you're
and
being,
assaulted, and now
Yeah.
like everything is
yeah.
there's waves everywhere.
I guess because I've heard it in a lot of negative, like I hear people saying they'll get their karma will find them.
Karma will sort it out.
So
But if you said that to the lady working at the soup kitchen giving out soup, good things are going to come to her. Karma's going to come and get you.
you just don't hear that.
Right?
So
Like,
you usually hear
You
people
wouldn't,
say.
yeah.
Use it in a negative
So I just want to make
Totally,
sure that
yeah.
it is okay. So
Karma's a biatch if you are.
so it depends on how.
Or were at any point in the past.
So it responds to how you are as a person.
This idea that like, people often feel like, why am I being tested, right? When we come up against
Yeah.
continuous snowball effects of negative experiences.
Often you hear people say, why me? Why did this happen?
Right. And here it says, neither God nor the lords of karma bestow that suffering upon you. You picked it.
You
Yeah.
picked it. Exactly.
But that's the thing. Maybe it's the universe trying to restore its harmony, but the same rock keeps getting thrown, and until you learn how to sort of settle that ripple, until a new rock, a different rock is, it'll keep coming back. From my own experience, I experienced the same drama.
The lesson repeats until
Until you're like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna react a different way. Like,
Yeah. That's the key. That's the key. I'm going to react
to
differently.
myself. Do that again, and if you do it again, it will come back again. That I can pretty much guarantee.
And every time it comes back, it's a harder lesson.
Yep.
It's a bigger hit on you.
I think that's a belief.
Well,
I think that's a belief because I think sometimes when it comes back, it's your job to say, look at where I was when this happened before.
What I've also noticed
Right?
is sometimes seeing it happen to somebody else, and it's almost like you were put, or for whatever reason, you're put into their life to either help guide them through a different reaction.
Yeah, like how many times
But
have
you
you
can-
said, oh, I understand, I've been in this situation, here's what I did, and this is what worked.
Right, but there's been times where someone tells you the situation and you're like, yeah, screw them. Like, and you get right back caught, right back into your old reaction, and it's almost like the universe testing you. Are you sure you're handling it? Right?
Yeah.
You could.
Jacqueline, to your question about is karma negative, it says here, whenever you act with intention, you create karma. So I think we go back to the idea of what is your intention? Your intention is the most important thing. If your intention in saying karma's going to get this sorted out is a curse, then I would say it's negative. But if your intention in saying that is, I'm going to be taken care of infinitely because those are the laws of the universe, then it's a peaceful idea.
Our intentions are to be, and not even make an effort or try hard, but if we're good people and our heart allows us to do the things we're doing almost automatically without giving thought, like someone needs help, someone falls, you just automatically run to them and help them, as where some people walk by. Some people don't even, I didn't even see them. How did you miss that, right? So when that being a bad example, but is that like a karma? I'm just asking based on what you just read. But
Maybe it was your lesson and not theirs, that they didn't even see it.
Sorry,
or
Bianca?
that
Maybe it was your lesson that you did see it. and
I don't call that a
theirs.
lesson. I call that everyday living. That when someone is in need, I just do what I do without even putting thought to it. I will help an animal. I will help a human. I will help a stranger.
Well, I would
will-
suggest that's because you're really rooted in the law of oneness.
I'm rude.
That as you
No,
do
no,
for... Sorry. I'm the deaf one here, Jacqueline.
Is that my lesson? I sometimes used to
You
think,
are
was I
rooted.
so bad before
You are rooted in the idea that all of us are one. And as I do for one, someone else will do for me in need. Whether you consciously or unconsciously are aware of that.
Mhm.
Like you live that principle. If you see someone fall and you help them, you see a bird with a broken wing and you help it.
Mhm. It's just,
You are just rooted in that law of oneness.
and I just would often think, so I don't question stuff anymore. I just go with the flow. Well, okay, it's supposed to be a lesson. We're supposed to learn. We're supposed to help, whatever. Things happen for a reason, but I try not to focus on that too strongly anymore because I would be sitting there every day go, okay, now let's listen for this.
Because we must let go of that need to understand.
Right. So let's just enjoy, take day by day, because today we're here for
Yes.
who knows how long. So when people say, oh, the karma in a negative way, maybe it's just a quick response, if that's the only response they can answer at the time when someone does something bad to them or sees that someone is getting hurt by somebody. So they'll say, don't worry, they'll get their karma. So then, now changing the page, karmic relationships, they use that just as almost like your past life, or you're back again together to learn these lessons, your karmic relationships.
I don't think I understand what you mean by
I don't
karmic
either.
relationship.
I don't either. That's why I'm saying,
Oh.
what is the reference to that? Because I see a lot of things lately.
But you said karmic relationship.
That's
What do
right.
you mean by that?
I don't know
Where
what I
did you
mean.
hear that?
I've read just articles, different things, just in general, just stuff that I've been reading.
But what is the implication of that? That those are relationships that you've had in past lifetimes? Or is it that they're relationships that are difficult because you're coming up against
No,
each other's
sounds like
karmic
they're from
requirements?
in our past life, that they're so they've come back again.
To try it one more time.
To learn a lesson, to be
So
friends.
it depends on
Or to-
the relationship, right?
Yeah, like that's the thing. So they're saying that, we made this plan in a past life that we're going to meet again. Some stay together for
You don't make
lives.
the plan in past lives. You make the plan in between lives.
Okay, see again, just different things I'm reading.
And you
I don't understand.
choose who you're going to work with in each lifetime based on the karmic requirements.
Okay. So I
And
need to
sometimes
understand
you
karmic.
need, there are some relationships where you've been many lifetimes through, and each of you played a role of priest and priestess, and you come to do that work again in this lifetime together. Doesn't necessarily have to be big work like priest and priestess or medicine man and shaman. It doesn't have to be those kinds of big relationships, although often it is when we see it lifetime after lifetime. It can just be two people who love each other and support each other unconditionally as you go through the world, right? It doesn't have to be a bad relationship. In most cases, I would say that relationships that have happened time over time are beautiful and things that you look at and want to aspire to.
Teacher and student.
Sorry?
Teacher and student.
Well, it could be, but that would be, yeah. I'm thinking of a romantic relationship when you said that. That's why I had that weird face. And I was thinking about how it's probably not a good relationship because one person always feels, yes,
Yeah, but it
that's
doesn't
why I
have
caught
to
up.
always
That's why I caught up.
like an intimate relationship.
Yes.
It can just be a guess. A student and teachers. So maybe we showed up in one life as a certain religion, and then the next life we move to a different religion to explore that to get to wherever we feel we need to be.
Yes. We only have a few minutes left for discussion. I want to get through the rest of this paragraph.
This is very deep.
It is. It's juicy, right? Actions are considered to be thoughts, emotions, words, and deeds, and the motive, desire, and intent behind. Okay, do we have that? Disharmonious acts must be balanced in the future, in this life, or in a future lifetime. Isn't the future and a future lifetime the same thing? Disharmonious acts must be balanced in the future or in this life to have soul growth.
Well, you could resolve it in this lifetime, or you carry it to the next one.
Right. And I think the part about intention, again, is so important, especially when it says that the actions that affect the ripples are thoughts, emotions, words. Because when you're up against something difficult, if you come at it from a place of love, your intention is love. So it would create a positive ripple, regardless of how that person receives it.
One example of that in what you're saying, is because they refer to acts in the law, but to me, it's not always just about acts and deeds, because there's a TED Talk from a woman who talks about a gift that she was given, and they show on the screen, they show a box wrapped beautifully with a bow, and you don't know what the gift is.
Mm-hmm.
She says, my gift had the power to heal relationships, grow her appreciation of nature, bring people together that have been not talking for years, increase your perspective on life, bring all the wealth and fortune and good feelings to you. Like, if you had this gift, what would it look like? And she reveals the gift to be a brain tumor.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not an act, but the karmic outcome was from a negative to a positive. So she took this life-threatening condition, which it was not an intentional act of throwing a rock into a pond.
Mm-hmm.
She developed this condition, but then this negative, life-threatening thing turned into
A beautiful
a
thing.
gift,
Yeah.
something so beautiful and positive in her life. Had she not gotten sick, she still would have been in this negative place in her life.
Right.
So to me, that's something I like to include in that law. It's not just about action. It's about
Perspective.
perspective and how you deal with things,
Yeah.
how you approach those things.
Yeah. And that's like intention, right?
Okay, so where does intention come into that?
Well, what do you intend? Do you intend to wallow now because you have this life-threatening condition? Do you intend to say, why more, woe is me? Do you intend to ask more questions about, God, my life sucks, and why? Why am I a helpless victim? Or do you realize, okay, I have this much, maybe only have this much time left. What do I want to do with it? I want to make peace. I want to live in love. I want to explore and understand the nature of
It's
my
just sad that
experience.
it takes that. to
For some
bring us
people
to
it
that
does.
place.
For some people. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't always.
But again, we shouldn't judge that,
Sad
right?
is a judgment. Yeah.
It's grateful that they had that experience. Finally, she was able to wake up. Isn't that beautiful?
And
How
she chose
tremendous for her.
it. And she chose it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because it's a constant choice, right? Like, your perspective is always your choice.
thank you.
I would agree, though. It's a great example of
It's great.
what do we intend for from an experience, right? And do we feel like we have a choice? Because you do. Always. We're almost out of time. Does anybody have anything else they want to say about this?
We need to be continued.
I can't hear you.
We need to be continued on this.
Oh, it comes back up. Don't worry.
It always comes back.
Ba-dum-bum. She'll be your Ivy, folks. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Thank you for joining us here online. We will be back next week as we explore the universal law of wisdom, which can erase karma. Told you it was coming back. And the law of grace. Hope to see you. Bye.